As time goes on, don't forget about me. I still hope you remember things we said we were meant to be together forever, making history. I hope to cherish all the love that you sent for me.
Welcome to another episode, the fourth episode of Breakfast in Bed. I am your host, RenDough. Don't mind the hair. I just got back from the gym, about to cook some breakfast today in this episode. I'm probably gonna make some eggs with some cheese. I got these oranges that I gotta use before they go bad. So maybe like an omelet with some eggs on the side, Get it. Where are we at? It's Good Friday. That's what today is. All praise be to the Most High. It was on this day, right, that they say Jesus went to the cross and died for all the sin in the world, which I am forever grateful for, because I am a sinner. With 3 eggs. 3 eggs should be good. Thank the Lord that, I have all this stuff, I'm grateful. You just gotta wake up grateful for the things that you have, and the things that you want, or you want to work for, go and get them, Work for them. But until you appreciate and are grateful for the things that you have, there's always going to be a struggle to acquire more. But today, there's a couple things I want to discuss. There's things that happened last week that was big, I would say, in the world. There was a realization I had yesterday about some biblical stuff, which is crazy. I was talking about, we'll get into that, Let me not get too deep already. But yeah, and then a lot of things going on in the rap world, Got people dividing, I feel it. I can feel it. I feel it in this world that people who once called that person a brother or a fam or like a friend, people are turning into foes. People are turning into enemies. Maybe they're just doing it for the sport, who knows? Maybe it's personal, I don't know. But I feel it in the world, it's all throughout the world. It's not just in that category. I just feel like it's all in the spiritual, because I feel God is trying to separate his people from the dark kingdom, and in that time that's happening, the devil is trying to create violence amongst brothers that are supposed to be unified, and that's crazy. It's crazy how it works, but it just works like that. Got some eggs. Let me grab a pan real quick. Yeah, so, I never really wanted to get involved or have an opinion about the whole Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick thing. Usually all it took was probably communication. It was easy to look and interpret, and maybe there was things being said or done in the background that nobody knows about that people feel some type of way about, you know? And then they get on the track and they say it, they put it out there. That's a decision that they make and that they choose to do. And it's been happening for years, like way back. You gotta just continue to look. You got the whole East Coast, West Coast, Biggie and Pac. I mean, even before that, when Cube left NWA and you had that little thing of tracks going back and forth, you know, because man, it's hard when people you were breaking bread with at one point, you're no longer breaking bread with. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to get too deep into it, but I feel like they're all up there at the top, and those three been to inspire my music and even inspire me to pick up a pen and write, or even believe that I could achieve those things or be on a stage one day, or be in a studio recording hits, you know. Hey, shout out In The Lab. We just did a one mic. It was this past weekend when I took my trip back to Florida. That turned out great. I just got that footage back. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Everything is coming out good, man. You know, and if this is your first time here on Breakfast in Bed, I'm your host, RenDough, RenDough, dough like bread, because that's all we make around here. And if you didn't know, what I was talking about is that I make music as well. And you can go check it out under RenDough on Apple Music, Spotify, all platforms, YouTube. There's videos, more episodes to Breakfast in Bed. Go check those out, you know. We just been working. I feel like we've been writing a lot. We got in the studio, we recorded 9 tracks last week, this past Sunday. And it was a blessing, you know. It was a blessing to be there because, you know, in times like that, you kind of forget, like, yeah, as a kid, I dreamed of these moments. I'm in here and I'm making tracks, and not only do I hear it and believe, like, this has the capabilities of being huge, other people are seeing it, you know? And, like, when you start to see that as well, it's like, damn, all this work we've been putting in is starting to pay off. Hard work pays off. So continue to work hard out there. If you have a dream or anything that you're doing, you're in your career, you're in your business, you play a sport, you know, just continue to work hard, grind at it, and God gonna eventually give you your chance to shine. Be patient, you know, don't sell out, because ultimately, if it's not done on God's timing, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because you're gonna go through a lot to get it, and you're probably gonna lose it quicker than you ever could imagine, you know. Other things going on in the music, the whole thing with Diddy, now that's crazy. Houses got raided. I know that's not a fun feeling. I've been through a situation where my house was raided before. It's not fun. Something nobody ever would want to go through in their life. They coming in your shit, flipping it, tearing it apart. They don't care about anything. They just trying to find something bad on you, you know. That's not a fun situation, and I don't really got much to say on what it is that they're looking for. everybody in this world got their own issues and problems. I just wish all these things, like even I was talking to my brother about, is like everything that gets done in the dark eventually comes to light. So be careful about the things that you're doing in the dark. Come to the light. Don't even do anything in the dark anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like it's at in this world. But yeah, besides that, man, we just been working, grinding, living, loving. I got to see my people last week. That was a great feeling, you know. We're dealing with March Madness right now. Last night, I was watching Alabama beat North Carolina. That's pretty dope. I've been tempted to play Prize Picks. I keep getting the ad that keeps popping up, and I'm like, man, I should get on there. But I'm not. I haven't really gambled a lot in my 20s. Like my teens, like 18, 19, I used to like play cards a lot and gamble more, but I don't really do it as much these days. But I've been tempted to go back to it. I don't like gambling because like it's an addicting feeling, man. You get addicted to winning, but that losing, start losing, that thing can hurt, you know. But I guess you never know unless you do it. Got this egg working. Another thing I wanted to touch on today was relationships and just communication. You know, make sure you talk with your people, man. Talk to people about the things that you like, what you don't like. You know, so people know what bothers you and what doesn't bother you, or what you like. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to serve each other. You know, we all serve a purpose to one another. So if we could serve each other the best way possible and be useful to each other in a way that, you know, both people receive something. That's all in communication, I feel like. Just talk about what's wanted, what's needed, what's hoped for, things like that, from that nature. As you can see, I'm kind of OCD. Anything like hanging on the damn spatula, I don't even want it there. But that's pretty much done. Slide that off, turn it off, boom. Yeah, so what I was talking about earlier is I came to a realization. I went and planted trees with one of my buddies I met at the church. And we were talking about Abraham. So Abraham is the father of all the nations of Israel. By him not waiting on God's promise and sleeping with one of the handmaidens gave him a son before the son that God promised came. And right now, from that very moment of him deciding to do that, is the Gaza and Israel thing. Like, and I was like, when he said that, I was like, dang, that's crazy. You know, that's kind of true. Like, you got to think of it like this. If you were with two women and have a kid by both of them, Uh, most of the time, they're gonna love their kid more. They might be jealous of you showing love to that kid or showing attention to that kid more than the kid you had with them. That's the world that we live in, and it causes division, causes brothers to be at war with each other. All for a decision that a generation before you made, you know. And you can either continue the cycles or you can break them, you know. And that's, I feel like, where we're at. We're at a point where we have to figure out how to break all these cycles that was created through the generations before us. A lot of blood was shed to get to the point where we're at in this world, in America. How many people you think died for freedom of speech? How many people you think died to have the slaves freed and segregate and no longer like segregated? You know, where everybody grows up together, not thinking about race, even though race is a big issue in this country. You know, this country is very black and white. I wish it was different, you know, but ultimately we can't change the history. We can only change ourselves to this day, you know, to this day, and hope for a better future. So hopefully our next generation, our kids, doesn't have to go through the wars, doesn't have to go through, you know, the bloodshed, doesn't have to go through all the trauma, all the things that you had to go through, you know. But ultimately that too, because how many positives have you gained from that, going through that, because it's made you stronger, you know. Each generation gets stronger because of the work put in for the one before, you know. So there's always pros and cons that come down from your generations, you know. But it's on us to go out here and start doing the right things and just try to be as righteous as we can, you know. 'Cause that's all God really wants, is obedience in us, you know, like us to be obedient to the word, us to be obedient to his command. And when you do, you're blessed for it, you know. You're blessed for it. And just remember, in this world, any curses or hard times, most likely we put them on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if that phrase, obedience leads to blessings, disobedience leads to curses, you know. That's as true. So if you're not doing the right thing, if you're not walking righteously, if you're not trying your best to stay in communication with God, praying daily, trying to be in the word, you know, these are things that you have to consider if you see your life moving in a direction that you necessarily don't want it to go. You gotta check yourself. And it's not just information for you, it's information for myself, you know. You always gotta take a second and look and check yourself and the actions that you're doing. Until you fully like work on yourself and heal from past things and fully know yourself, know what you want, know what you seek. It's gonna be a struggle, but when you find that, it'll be easy for you to go out here and do the things that you need to do in this world. It'll be easy for you to find the people that you need to find, because you know what it is that you need, you know. Let's say for instance you were trying to start a business, but you didn't know all the type of job roles you needed filled. You know, how would you be able to create a team if you didn't have the information first? So a lot of the things is lack of information, lack of knowledge. So obtain the knowledge, obtain the wisdom, study the game, study the business, study whatever that you need to study before you enter that field, you know. And I've struggled with that and kind of like business a little bit because I feel like I've learned along the way. But if my advice to anybody else, before you start investing, the money, the bread, everything, come up, draw that plan out first, you know what I'm saying? I've been over here on the fly a lot of it, like, hey, drawing it up as I go. But I know moving forward, I need to be more step by step, you know, plan it out. Okay, we got this goal. How do we get it finished? What do we need to do to get that goal completed? So you break it down into littler steps. And that's, I feel like, will help me move a little bit quicker. And not to say I want to move quicker because I needed to come now. I know this world moves rapidly. And learning to be patient and wait on God in this world as it's moving rapidly is one of the biggest things that you have to do as well. You know, like, I feel like we're getting there. But I'm about to go and eat this little egg omelet. It was a blessing to come on here and vent, rant, talk about subjects that I've been seeing a lot of, or I feel like it's just big on my heart right now. Remember, anything you want to do in life, you can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. This is RenDough, R-E-N, your host. R-E-N-D-O-U-G-H, like bread, because that's all we make around here. Yeah, this is Breakfast in Bed. Check it out. If you like it, like, comment, and share. If you love it, tell your friends, tell 5 people, you know. That's all it is. And if you don't, hey, I don't really care. I'm up. I'm out here getting it. What you doing? You know, that's all I can say to that. Hey, but God bless. Have a great day. Bye.
I shine bright, even when they throwing shade at me. It's showtime, kinda like how the Lakers beat. Girls dancing, stars out on somewhere, probably blazing weed. Thinking about you and me. We keep blowing smoke. We keep blowing smoke.